Hello everyone and welcome back to lesson 16 of unit 5, which will end up being our last unit of math for the year since we didn't really get a chance to finish everything. But we covered pretty much the key things in the 5 units that we did get through. So you should all be totally fine for algebra in high school. Okay, so just quick review. Dimensions of cones are going to want us to do volume. So volume of a cone is 1/3 pi r squared times h. Okay, for each equation, this is activity 1, decide what value, if any, would make it true. So pretty much what they want you to do, like if we're looking at this one, that looks weird. This one. They want us to solve for h. So we got 27 equals 1/3 h. So that means I'm going to multiply the whole thing by 3 over 1, the whole thing by 3 over 1. That cancels out. H equals, that's 81. Okay. So same thing, you guys are going to do that for this one and this one and this one. So you're just solving for whatever the variable is. And the pi, I think you can either just leave it or you can multiply it out at the end, but I think they'll cancel each other out. So if they're on each side of the equation, so like let's do one more. Let's do the last one. Okay. So 12 pi equals, okay. So 12 pi equals 1/3 pi b squared. So let's say we multiply this by 3 over 1, by 3 over 1. So then we get 3 over 1 times 1/3, that cancels out. So you get 3 times b squared equals 12 times 3, 36. We divide by 3, divide by 3. 1, 2 equals b squared. That seems weird. I don't think this 3 is supposed to be here. I think I fudged up. I think it's just b squared. Yes, because the 3's cancel. Hello. There we go. Okay, you can keep the pi, but it would just cancel, right? Because you could just do this, and the pi's would all go away. So that's why I didn't put pi. It's kind of unnecessary. If anything is repeated on either side of a sign, it's going to just cancel. Okay, so then next step, we're going to square root. What times what equals 36? 6 times 6. So that means 6 equals b. So there's your answer for the last one, and you guys are responsible to do those two in the middle. Okay, oops. Activity 2, an unknown radius. The volume of a cone with radius r is given by this formula. Okay. The volume of this cone with height 3 and radius r is 64 cubic units. Then they give you a formula and they say the statement is true. So you're just solving for r in this equation is pretty much all you're doing. And we'll go through it. So, it's the easiest place to start. Times 3. So you can do it a couple different ways. We could just kind of start to piece out the whole thing. So, like we to get rid of the fraction, multiply by 3 over 1, right? So then you end up with 64 pi. Oh wait, sorry. We got to do the same thing to that side. Hello. So by 3. So 64 times 3 is 2, 1, 192 equals pi r squared times 3, because these 3's canceled out. That makes sense. Okay. So then the next thing we do divide by 3. But where is the calculator? 192 divided by 3. Calculator, where are you? Where's the calculator? There it is. Okay. Clear. How do you clear it? Oh my goodness, what's happening? No. Why can't I figure out this technology? Clear. Really? Okay, maybe if we close calculator and then go back to calculator. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. So, what was it? 192 divided by 3 is 64. Go back. Okay, so we divide by 3, divide by 3. Then we get 64 equals radius squared. Remember the deal with pi, like, whatever, just cancel them out. Because if you divide by the thing, and then it goes away. So the last is to root. So r equals 8, and that's because 8 times 8 is 64. Hope that kind of makes sense. For the next one, activity 3, it's like a huge table. They want you to use the volume formula, and you're just filling in the unknowns. So using this, using that formula. So like the first one, they give you radius and they give you height, but they don't give you the other things. So for that one, we would go and be like, okay, so for this one, I'm going to say volume equals 1/3 pi times 4 squared times 3, right? So then 1/3 pi times 16 times 3. 16 times 3 is 48. So then my next step is 1/3 pi times 48. Like that. And then pretty much what that is just 48 divided by 3. So let's check 16 times 3 is indeed 48. And then we're dividing it by, what are we dividing it by? 3? Oh, 3. 3. 16. Okay. I feel like I should have known that. Anyways, so that is 16. That's your volume. Pi. Like that. Do we know the area of the base? We did solve it at some point. When we were looking at 1/3 pi times radius squared, we got 1/3 times 16. Area of the base, that's just, oh, that's just pi r squared. Hello, without the 1/3. So 4 squared is 16, so that's 16 pi. That's when you take out the 1/3. So pi, so the area of the base, wait, maybe do this in a different color. So this is for sure, this is always going to be your pi r squared. This is always your r. This is r times 2. This is h, and this is v. So in case you forget. Okay, so diameter, you just double the radius. So that's 8. Okay, done with that one. You guys are responsible for the rest of this table. It's good practice. So do all of these. Complete. Okay. Last question is a word problem. A movie theater offers 2 containers. Which container is the better value? Use 3.14 as an approximation for pi. Okay, so the first one has a height of 19. The second one has a height of 15. Remember, this is a cone. This is a cone. This is a cylinder. So don't get mixed up. Different formulas, right? So this one's going to be the volume equals 1/3 pi r squared times height. This one is just going to be volume equals pi r squared times height. So you just plug in the things that you are given. So like for the cylinder, I can go, okay, well, if it's 8 across, that means the radius would be 4, right? So then I can solve that. So then here, volume equals pi times 4 squared times 15. Because your height is 15. So that's really volume equals pi times 16 times 15. Calculator. 16 times 15 is 240. Okay. Oops. Volume equals 240 pi. They want us to multiply it out, so I can do 240 pi, and that's not working. Wait, what? Okay, 240 times pi equals. Okay, so 754 pretty much is what that ends up being. So that's about 754. And then to get, the cost per cubic centimeter or whatever, you're just going to take this number, you're going to divide it by 625, and then you're going to get some answer. You're going to compare it to this other one. So now we're going to solve the other one. So the other one ends up being, so half of 12 is 6. So 6 is your radius. Your height is 19. So you get volume is 1/3 pi times 6 squared times 19. So 1/3 pi times 36 times 19. So 36 times 19 is 684 times pi equals 2,148. Why does that seem weird? Okay, something's weird. That answer should not be that big. I made a mistake. Is that really our height? Okay, let's do this again. Something weird is happening. Don't know what. We did the other one correctly. What am I not doing? Okay, let's just try it again. So 1/3 times pi times 6 squared is 36 times 19. Okay, so 36 times 19. 36 times 19 divided by 3, because it's the 1/3, right? Then multiply that by pi. And then you get 716. That's way better. Okay, so this whole thing is equal to 716. And then we will do the same thing where we divide that by the 675. and then we get that. Which, why don't we just go ahead and do that? Okay, 716 divided by, what was it? 675 divided by 675. That's 106.1. 106.1. Okay. The other one is 754 divided by 625. 754 divided by 625. 120.6. Oops. 120.6. Which means that since the cylinder gives you more volume per dollar, it's going to be the better value, if that makes sense. Because like for each dollar you got more, right? Like this is the amount of space per dollar. Oops. Is this box. Like 120.6 cubic centimeters per dollar versus 106 cubic centimeters per dollar. So you're going to get, you know, like 14 more-ish. So that's a better deal. So it would be the cylinder. Cool. That was kind of tricky. So don't forget, you got to go back, fill out this table. I think we did all that. And then you got to do these 2 problems on this one. And then also your practice problems. And then remember, help is always at 11:35 to 12:05 if you need it. And I think that's it.